This is technically the third movie I've done with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Terminator Genesis was the first video ever released on this channel. Long deleted, although, you know what? I'll put it on Nebula. It's on Nebula now. But I also did Batman and Robin in 2016, but I failed to mention in either how amazing it is for a guy with this impossible to pronounce or spell name to have top or near top billing on a movie. Mark Hamill even told him to change it once, but it speaks to the dude's, let's say, presence. Fun fact, the original script was called Hunter, which is funny because we now act like the alien species is named Predator, even though it was clearly meant to be more conceptual or thematic. Even the trailer insinuates that the title is more about Arnie becoming the Predator.
He must become the very spirit of the Predator.
And for what's mostly an 80s beefcake jungle warfare movie, opening on an alien ship is bold. You know a few dads were squirming and scowling in their theater seats. And while the ship reveal at the end of 2 is great, Prey has the title for coolest Yautja ship scenes. Dang, someone should make everything great about Prey. Dang, Carl, just oozing icon, plus an iconic composer. What an absolute Chad. Now that's an entrance. Hope the US government sprung for the undercoating. Saltwater is rough on everything. Cool scene anyway for this 100-yard drive.
Does he always travel on the wrong side of the border?
Apparently they strayed off course.
Nice little wink. They strayed off course. Classic Romulan excuse.
Dylan! You son of a bitch.
I really wish I could think of a win here. Shoot. Oh well, moving on. JK. It's the epitome of classic. The ultimate manly handshake. I love the idea of someone seeing this meme a million times and not knowing the origin and then just happening upon it in this movie. But dang, our dudes have muscles. And there's this vibe that this is how they say hello every time to see who's been beefing up more.
What is this f***ing Thai business? Oh, come on.
As someone who grew up on the censored versions of these movies, it's still jarring to hear Arnie drop an F-bomb. He'll always be a PG star in my heart. Wasting no time. Back to the choppers with Little Richard shredding. That's so much chew. Scariest dude in the cadre, by far.
Who's our backup?
Once we cross that border, we're on our own.
This is getting better by the minute.
See, Dutch knows what's up. This whole thing sucks from the jump. I hope somewhere someone is writing a dissertation on all the surviving protagonists in all the Predator films and how they all knew early on S was effed, because it started right here with our boy.
See, she wanted a littler one because hers was as big as a house.
Yeah, I stand by it. Check under his floorboards.
It's a real nasty habit you got there.
It's not a habit the way he does it. That's a profession. Once you've seen this movie, you know what those drum beats mean. Even though we're not getting Predator vision yet, they're already being predatored or hunted.
6 men wearing US-issued army boots, and they followed the guerrillas.
Mean anything to you?
Probably just another rebel patrol. They operate in here all the time.
And it's actually very satisfying that Dutch always knows something is off. Also, Billy the Tracker is one of the coolest characters in the Cool Character movie. But fun-ish fact, the insurance guys on the movie insisted that Sonny Landham needed a bodyguard in order to hire him, to stop him from fighting other people. The first Predator sound just as we catch a glimpse of something bloody. You could easily miss it, especially since you'd never heard it before. And the build-up and reveal here is so good. Billy just notices birds making odd flapping noises, which draws his attention. And if you've never seen the film, or like me, mostly seen it censored, it's genuinely horrifying and gruesome.
Can't believe that Jim Hopper walked in an ambush.
I don't believe he did. I can't find a single track.
Which makes the Predator scary, obviously, but the real reason that it stays in the trees is even worse. And these slow push-ins on nothing. Such a genius move to make us question what we're seeing. 38 years later, it'd be easy to overlook it because it's just canon now, but the heat vision is amazing Predator tech.
You're ghosting us, motherfucker. You give up position one more time, I'll bleed you. Real quiet. Leave you here.
Classic all-time threat. Whenever I forget to fold the laundry, Julia tells me she'll bleed me and leave me there. Honestly, for a dude his size, props on the halfway decent commando crawl. Seriously though, props to all of them. It's such a goofy thing to do and they make it look pretty badass. Finally getting to see this team in action. Can't beat this type of disappearing the bad guy move in movies. Teamwork. Absolute classic Arnie move. Why work smart when you can work strong? Love this solution. Ooh, love the way the palm tree gets shredded. So it's a real M134 minigun, just without the battery and ammo. But Ventura still sells it as a lot to carry. It's not too much for him, but it doesn't seem silly like he's wielding a super soaker. This is so completely over the top and fun, but it's also showing us how much the team wrecks house, which sets a good baseline so we understand just how good the Predator is. And everyone shoots from the hip because they're just that good.
Stick around.
Dang, that's a big knife. Plus, bad Arnie one-liners are always a win.
Knock, knock.
See?
Clear the area. No traces.
No traces.
You're bleeding, man.
I ain't got time to bleed.
Oh. Okay.
Incredible. You'd think it's gonna end on Blaine's sort of badass but also dumb as bricks line, but Poncho's, oh, okay, is so deadpan and perfect as if he's also aware that Blaine's whole thing is kind of a lot.
You got time to duck?
And he got him in the end. I really appreciate that we get this scene of Dutch tossing Dylan around like a child, as well as the truck lifting scene, because it really sets up some stuff later on.
You're an asset. An expendable asset. And I used you to get the job done. Got it?
In the Scary Alien That Hunts You for Fun movie, that line might be the scariest, and also true. Kinda seems like a common thing for intelligence agencies and militaries around the world, all for the greater good. It seems like the Predator is adjusting his view because the camp is hot from the explosions? To the Predator, notice how the dialogue isn't as loud as the quick movements in action, like throwing the cigar, or Anna hitting Dylan. Predator seems to be more keyed up to fast and aggressive movements than anything else, which makes sense for his goals.
What?
That's a real buddy right there, and a solid fake out. So solid, I bet the Predator thought he was made. Also, you know, there's a resemblance.
You said, why did you say that twice? I said I didn't. See, it's because of the echo.
Shane Black actually helped contribute to the Predator script, which explains stuff, I guess. He also wrote The Long Kiss Goodnight and Last Action Hero, two underrated classics, the latter being Arnie's second best role ever. Also still the scariest dude ever. This might feel like the magical Native American trope, which it still pretty much is since Billy is the only one noticing, but knowing you're being watched is a documented sense that lots of us have. It's called scopaesthesia, a name I clearly already knew and didn't have to look up at all. Feels accurate that the dead bodies are all in different states of heat loss. Apparently there's a bit of a debate about this moment. The loud score beat lets us know it's definitely to show us his 5-digit hands with claws, meaning it's humanoid. But the other theory is that the Predator is assessing the fact that they killed something that wasn't truly a threat as a show of dominance, thereby establishing them as the apex predators. And it's both are good. Depending on the situation and location, military units will move like this, more or less one at a time so they can be covered and then overlapping each other to the next position. But having the camera behind the leaves and pinpointing each new guy is a really clever way of showing it off. Good lord, that bicep adds some real oomph to the freeze signal. IRL, flagging your buddy while one-handing an M16 SP1 with your finger on the trigger is an absolutely terrible idea. In movie land, it looks awesome as hell, and I'd be a dork for complaining about it. Well, he is good at catching things. But the fact that the Predator can take Hawkins out and get him up into the tree before anyone sees tells you everything about Yautja's strength. He drags him away like a pool noodle. And look, I stand by it. If Hawkins had been ready, the Predator would be toast.
Did you find Hawkins?
I can't tell.
Great line that says it all without actually saying it. There's a solid amount of gore in this movie, but it never feels over the top, at least no more than anything else in the movie. It feels like it matches the tone. They already showed us Hawkins' guts, so we don't need to see them again. Dutch's reaction actually makes us question how grisly it really was and makes it seem even worse.
Dime, mujer. ¿Quién fue? Dime.
La selva se lo llevó.
So Poncho is asking her what happened and who did it, and she initially says she doesn't know, but then she says the jungle took him, which is a fantastic line because that's definitely what it would have looked like to her. There might be a splice at the big bloody leaf, but this is still a fun and really drawn out one to the reveal of Hawkins' body. Also, I like that Dutch is the one who missed it, despite being right under him. They're all freaked out, nobody thinks to look up. That's a Mexican hairy dwarf porcupine, and I love it. First death by Predator does not disappoint. Even more brutal than the opening left by a chestburster. And it's hard to tell, but according to Xenopedia, Blaine is first hit in the neck with a spear gun before getting his back blown out by the plasma caster. The yellow eyes taunt is something else. Heck. Yeah, recon by fire. Also, if this feels extra, it's on purpose. John McTiernan's mocking us for loving the gun insanity. Or he meant to. Unfortunately, he underestimated how much we'd love it even if they only hit trees and leaves. Really sells the adrenaline of the moment to have the only sound the empty minigun still spinning.
No blood, no bodies. We hit nothing.
Just a terrifying line delivered terrifyingly.
He was a good soldier.
He was, my friend.
Look, I'm not over here trying to say everyone is gay, but I'm also not the first to notice that Blaine and Mac had a close relationship, and that line with his little, pause, friend, I don't know, I'm just here reporting the news, I don't make it. So much is revealed here for the first time. The armor, the skin, the tech, all the stuff is just known about Yaucha now in the lore, but it was mind-blowing the first time. And then the reveal of the head and helmet right at the end, not to mention that he does, in fact, feel pain.
Your assets, Dylan. Expendable assets.
Haha, got him with the callback.
You ain't afraid of no man.
There's something out there waiting for us, and it ain't no man.
Absolutely iconic line.
We're all gonna die.
Clairvoyance, well, mostly.
He'll come back again, and when he does, I'm gonna cut your name right into.
And just to be clear, two men can have this level of friendship, brothers in arms often do. It just feels like there's something more occasionally. Love that the sounds of the hog are just similar enough to the predator to make us wonder.
He's killing us one at a time.
Like a hunter.
Hey, they said the thing. Oh, wait. Kinda.
He's using the trees.
Clever girl. Dutch, not the predator. I mean, you'd think I was talking about the predator since it's kind of like how the raptors hunt, but no, it's Arnie's the clever girl.
Its blood was on the leaves.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Just an absolute all-time line said so confidently, just another mission.
Instead of complaining, maybe I should help.
There's the Family Guy cutaway gag in Seth's head about getting all the Predator movie actors shirtless in a believable way. Anyway, Carl Weathers' workout routine. Even the most skeptical viewers can see that Dutch is in plain sight and still super hard to see. That's a good trapping spot. Literally getting razor burn just watching this. Plasma blast my legs off before dry shaving my face with a disposable Bic. It's just straight nightmare stuff here.
El que hace trofeos de los hombres means the demon who makes trophies of man.
Which was very on point as confirmed in the next movie. Well, trophies of everything. But they didn't know about xenomorphs and stuff yet. Did I mention Arnold Schwarzenegger's workout routine? Just in case it wasn't clear, what happened here is Dutch went out to get a better look / be a bit of bait for the Predator. While he was out there, the Predator walked right past him but fell into the trap. It then escaped, crushed every one of Pancho's ribs, swung horizontally around this tree, and taunted Dylan for good measure. I love that the writers clearly sat down to discuss the Predator's ability set and took all the best attributes from Earth's most effective predators and amplified them for the Yaucha. He's huge, he's fast, he's cocky, and he's stealthy. Carl Weathers' workout routine. Sorry, I did that one already, but you know how it is. Battle buddy, best friend, or even more, they really sell how traumatized Mac is over Blaine's death.
Over here.
Great setup and mini jump scare, especially because Mac didn't use Dylan's name exactly like a trickster would. Great slow focus pull. Goodness, what a terrible shot. Maybe the best death in the movie, although the question remains, seriously, Mac, why'd you have to look?
Don't! Leave it! He didn't kill you because you weren't armed. No sport.
You gotta love a smart, muscly hero. The Predator's clicking, growling is so effective. Also, it's voiced by Peter Cullen, otherwise known as Optimus Prime. Oh, that's good. Subtle, but not too subtle. I'd say this is the most memorable death, or start to a death. That's a muscly arm. Carl Weathers said the cast all worked out secretly in private before shooting every morning, and then he told everyone he didn't work out at all. Adorable. What was I saying about fast? Honestly, the claws are so cool, I'm almost surprised they were in the first movie, saved until the last act and have barely changed in the last 40 years. Self-sacrifice and badass good guy.
Get to the chopper!
Fun fact, turns out literally every meme is from this film. It was a quainter time when footage could be this fuzzy and the studio wouldn't spend more than the budget itself just for reshoots. Nope. Look, I know it saves his life, but if movies could never have anyone touch mud that looks like that after swimming, I'd be a much happier person. This brief pause that goes on just long enough that you start to wonder, and then, yep, the splash confirms he stopped escaping too soon. The muddy scowl. If looks could shoot plasma bolts. Similar to when Dylan is looking in the jungle and the Predator is in view, you can see Dutch here, kinda. To be fair, that log was a jerk. Love the look on his face like he already sees his entire plan with this little funnel. Nothing gets me more pumped than watching a movie's Kevin McAllister get ready for the night. Setting traps that heavy is so sketchy. On one hand, the pressure can hold the whole log. On the other, a little bump and it gives way. I feel like Mortal Kombat owes a bit to this film. Arnie's workout, you get the point. He just fired a field point through a tree, and that looks like hardwood. Okay, I take back any mild criticism I gave to the rope a hawk and prey. Great survival skill, roll up some gunpowder to smoke before a fight and you'll for sure be on your A game. I'm just kidding, you'll die. In the end, this guy is just a collector who wants the full set. Gotta skin 'em all! It's camo, obviously, but it's also war paint. Either way, camoing up always looks cool. I don't make the rules, it just does. This is such peak Arnie, the spiked hair and stone face. Even when he's not the Terminator, he's a Terminator. Badass good guy. He literally kills the Predator, and this is still the most badass part of the movie. Also, it's a great plan. He's baiting the Predator with a yell, but also starting a fire, correctly assuming that his body heat being masked was what saved him earlier. What a scene. You might be thinking of all the angles the Predator could approach, he came at it directly behind Dutch? What are the odds? Pretty good, actually. Dutch found the best place to hide and view his bait, and since Jungle Predator is also an expert, he also found the best approach. It's really too bad these two couldn't be friends. They have so much in common. Hugging. OMG, they're broadheads? It was dark, but maybe the one he shot before was just a field point. Basically what the team did to the Rebel base. Epic silhouette shot. I've always loved how light the Predator looks in this scene, and now I know it's because he had a bungee rig unweighting him as he ran. I'm sure you know that the suit weighed around 200 pounds, and that's not even the one that Jean-Claude Van Damme was originally going to be in, which Kevin could only wear for about 2 hours with the liquid cooling system that race car drivers use, and then it took him 4 to 5 hours to get him in and out of the suit. It's amazing how much this cat and mouse stuff holds up. You'd think without fists or plasma flying it would be boring, but seeing a giant like Dutch hide while the Predator stalks along is fantastic, especially because of where we end up in a few minutes. More on that in a bit. This movie really has clever jump scares. You know they're coming, but you never guess exactly what they are. This one gets me every time. And there it is. Dutch is just a little tyke now.
You're one ugly motherfucker.
Correct. This reveal is an absolutely terrifying mind blower the first time. The design is just so good, especially in contrast to the original design. It's crazy to learn that the heat vision wasn't from the mask. The mask was actually filtering their natural heat vision, I think. And while it seems crazy that an apex predator would have this limitation, he's not from Earth. Also, it makes the Yautja more interesting. They're not like some honor-bound Klingon. I think the lore developed closer to that, but originally they just felt like big game hunters, and they're going to use every technological advantage they have. Cloaking feels like cheating, but only because we don't have that tech yet. We wear camo and mask our scent, even use other animals' scent to lure prey. The heat vision only becomes a problem when your prey figures out that you're using it. My point is that I think Jungle Predator was just having some fun collecting a few skulls on vacay. I don't think he took off his mask to make it more fair or give himself a challenge. I think he's a cocky mofo who's pissed off that the puny human made him bleed.
Bad idea.
About to die? Still got jokes, love it. I like that he touches it since his vision might not reveal exactly what it is.
Come on, do it now! Kill me!
Honestly, just glad all the work paid off and that even we didn't know that Dutch had both entrances booby-trapped. Mercy.
What the hell are you?
That might be the scariest thing it's done. I take it back, that is. And it's Billy's laugh. And as much as I love how this lore has expanded, this random encounter with no explanation is extremely fun. That's actually the 7'3" man who plays the Predator, Kevin Peter Hall. Gosh, who did it better? It's just the Predator sweet music for the credits, but it also really works to hint that Jungle P wasn't the only one out there. These are insane, and I love them. I wish all movies ended like this, and yes, it's between Sonny's and Carl's that are the best, but poor Arnie didn't even get a real stare down the barrel moment, and don't tell me it's because he lived, because Anna got one. This is one of those truly defining movies of the 80s that didn't crush the box office on release, but any list of pre-millennial action classics without it would be incomplete. Cause like, it's good, great even. And yeah, the cloaking visual effects have come a long way, and I'm positive that even though the Badlands Predator wears a suit, his mandibles are likely CG. And maybe if you watch Predator right after one of the modern iterations, you'd come away feeling that the visual effects are quaint. But after spending this much time staring at them, they actually stand on their own? I said it was special in my Prey video, but when you hear how they solved the issue without the technology we have today, it makes you appreciate it even more. It sounds like the biggest hurdle was making it look not like a cutout of the landscape, and that was achieved in a sense by repeating the same images so it looked like the edges curved, dividing the predator's silhouette into concentric contour lines, making it seem like the light was refracting through a Fresnel lens. Yeah, exactly, it was a lot. And credit to all of those people involved in the suit and the effects, because Jungle Predator is a memorable movie monster, even when the humans are both the heroes as well as Carl Weathers and Arnold freaking Schwarzenegger. Predator was by no means Arnie's first movie, but it might be fair to say it was his first acting role? Look, he definitely has some lines in Commando, I'll be back's in The Terminator, he even gives an eloquent speech in Conan.
Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentation of their women.
But he's like a human in this movie? He acts opposite Carl Weathers and doesn't suck? He has a few goofy lines, but for me, this is the movie that solidified his chops. I mean, The Running Man came out 5 months later, but that's next week. Sorry if you're not an Arnie stan, but stick with me, the week after is a new one. But the truth is that we didn't know how much skill Arnie really had until we saw Twins and then Kindergarten Cop. And hey, that means Arnie is an example of the opposite phenomenon that I talk about in my exclusive Nebula video about comedic actors kicking butt in drama. I talk about Jim Carrey in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Adam Sandler in Punch Drunk Love, Robin Williams in Good Will Hunting, Albert Brooks in Drive, and Will Ferrell in Stranger Than Fiction. I really wanted to explore why all these comedic actors are so great in more dramatic roles, and Nebula was the perfect place to do that. And if you want to watch it, you can get 40% off an annual plan by signing up with my link. But there's more. I have a bunch of exclusive videos on Nebula, as well as every single one of my other videos ad-free, videos like this uncensored, and some are even extended versions. You'll also find all of Lindsay Ellis's new videos on Nebula. The finale for Amy's Dead End Dreamhouse is live. You can watch the entire season right now. I highly recommend it. The first episode is even on YouTube for free if you want to try before you buy. There's also a new teaser for Patrick Willem's new short, The Dinner Plan, and so much more. But start with my newest exclusive that I'm calling Expectation Subversion, which might turn into a whole series because I had fun making this one and talking and thinking about these actors. Get it? Expectation Subversion, yeah, you get it. And then go watch my Why Are There Demons in My Kids movie video right after that, and then maybe take a nap to digest all of my wisdom. But first, follow the link on screen or in the description and sign up to get 40% off an annual plan or do a lifetime membership if you want to pay once and never again for as long as both you and Nebula are alive. You'll have access to everything there, no catch, no hidden fees. I always have more people use that than I expect, so I'll keep mentioning it. And FYI, the price has increased to $500, but with my link you can still get it for 40% off at $300. Thanks, sign up.
Only in the hottest years this happens. And this year it grows hot.